throw a coin for your SoulOhm.
Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty.
Yes, well, we've given into pressure, haven't we? We've had to sit there through all 8 episodes of Witcher so we can talk about it. The commitment we show to chat, it's outstanding. He said with a wry grin, darling, with a wry grin. Oh, he's special.
Special. Yeah. Thank you. It is a bit like the Ohm service. Stuart was just asking that. Holy crap, is it Thursday?
Oh.
Well, thank you guys for having me here. It's a pleasure being on the podcast.
No worries. Well,
You'll be able to hear me now. I'd muted everybody except for myself. Well, no, the other way around. I unmuted everybody except for myself. Hello, everybody. I'm here. So as I was saying, right, we'll shortcut it. Right, Witcher. We've been watching Witcher. New guest, but he's not a guest really. He's our special friend. That's where we were up to, wasn't it?
is that with benefits?
Yeah, that was
He's a special friend. He's a special friend.
Yeah. Middle wants Winderlicker.
Have you seen my baseball?
Do you want a lollipop?
Special.
I think I'll go home now. Oh, right. Well, Gordon Bennett. I'm not on live chat.
Yeah, make sure you're on live chat, everybody.
Chris, you got a speaker on, dude?
Yeah, I can hear it. Echo.
How about now?
Echo.
That's better.
Yeah, that's better. Who are you? Told you it was special.
Oh, yes. I'm so special. I'm so special.
Right.
My crack don't want to work on me. Do I sound far away now, or?
No, you sound fabulous.
No, you still sound like you cross front pond.
All right, cool. Because I've been having issues with my mic lately, so
Yeah,
that's why.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Right. Well, I suppose we shall.
Come on, Steve. I can't read.
Welcome, chat. So, good afternoon, Bill. Roxy, hello. Chunkmeister, lovely to see you, mate. Emily, hello.
Hello.
Graham. Good afternoon, Mr. Spears. Hephaestus, good morning, sir. Mr. Jones, good afternoon. Master Baker, good
Master
afternoon.
Baker. Got to give a shout out to Master Baker. He was ace. He popped into the shop and said hello. They were awesome.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice guys, just a little vapey. Thanks for joining us. Stuart, good afternoon, sir. And of course, Timmy. How you doing, dude? Right.
So, getting back to what we were saying, yeah, I don't know if anybody else has been having it, but I am absolutely pig sick of these adverts. Well, emails I'm getting saying that I'm having a problem with AdSense and problems with YouTube. And they're fake. All of them are fake.
Huh.
Just thought I'd mention that.
It's not so bad for me because obviously I don't have the a channel, as it were, so I don't get all that crap. But I would imagine it's starting to get a bit annoying.
Yeah, it is. Well, you know, on your phone, because obviously you read it on your phone, it's so like, But if you click on the actual, because obviously it's saying YouTube or it's saying Google AdSense, and you click on it, and it's fake. Mick says he's fake as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Mick, make sure you have a shufty at the Tales from the Ohm website. There's offers, son. Offers. Timmy, no, you're not watching the wrong show. It is the right show. Excellent.
Enjoying the mech, but got a plain round wire at 0.24 build, and I got mech arm now. Nice one. Hope you're enjoying it. Ended up getting the V-God Pro. Lovely little kit.
Excellent.
Yes, Will's Welchum. While we're talking about TVS, I'll just point that up there. Just let you notice it. There you go. There's a little thing there. My kind boss, Yanis, is giving you guys 15% off on everything, and I mean everything. And that's from the 23rd of January until the 26th of January midnight. So, yeah, he did that as a thank you and a hello.
Excellent.
So there you go. Just little.
Blimey, Chunk, I didn't realise it was that soon till the expo at London. 4 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
What's that, March? Oh my God, March.
March?
NVE is coming up too.
Yeah.
Mm.
We got to start saving money because I'm going again. I got to go again.
That's if they don't ban it.
Shh, don't jinx it.
Stuart's
no,
asking Stuart's asking whether the Black Sheep's been sacked.
No, the Black Sheep has not been sacked. No, I'm still here.
I'm taking his place. I'm taking the place of the Black Sheep.
No, that's me. I am the Black Sheep. Labworks! Paul, how you doing, matey? We're talking about
Hi,
you
Paul.
only the other day.
Well done. He's going from an Oz to a Kiwi. He's relocating to New Zealand.
Wow.
Might. At least the barbecues are a bit smaller over there.
They're getting a lot of rain over there at the moment now, aren't they?
Are they good? Because
no, it's not good. No, it's not good though. They're having flooding and all sorts. It's really bad.
I didn't realise they're having that much.
Yeah, they're having that much rain. They're having floods and all sorts. Yeah, it's really, really bad in Australia at the moment. They've gone from one extreme straight to other. So yeah, not good. So Steve, what are you vaping on?
Ah, right. Vinci X.
How you getting on with it?
Cracking, especially now I managed to get my hands on a slightly larger tank.
Oh, tell more, tell more.
No, just managed to get hands on a 5mm pod rather than a 2.5.
Oh, nice one. What? Obviously, from this country.
Yes, but given that technically they're not supposed to, I'd rather not.
Okay.
But what I did do, and in that I've got Wick Liquor Contra, which is what I had the other day. Now, then I've got the Aegis X with the glass stainless cap on top.
Nice.
And it, to be honest,
Do look bad on there.
There's a bit of a chamfer at the top. If it was straight up, there would be no overhang whatsoever. So I'm quite chuffed with that. And I bobbed down, It's Not Smoke, yesterday, and picked up some of Wick Liquor's new yogurt range.
Ooh.
This is the raspberry one. It is to die for. It's, if you're looking for how good it is, it's about half a step behind Rochford Project's raspberry milk.
Really, that good?
That good. It's got a little more twang to it because it's a yogurt rather than milk. But it is so good.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Well, given I nicked it last night, and that was at the top.
Is that enough at the bottom?
No, it's about.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. Yeah.
About there. That's gone in the last hour.
Ooh.
So not good.
Ooh.
Good afternoon, Jenny.
Jenny. Got to give away.
Not massively talkative.
Who's
How
not?
dare you, madam?
Who's not massively talkative?
Jenny.
Oh, bless.
She says, I'm here, just not massively talkative today.
As long as you're here, that's the main thing.
Nice to see she's still got the spanner.
Yeah, she's still got a spanner.
Fabulous.
So have you sorted yourself out, Chris?
Yeah, for the most part.
Sure, yeah.
No, not really sure.
Right,
sure,
well, I'll tell everybody what I'm on then. So I'm on the Keen Mech with the Twisted Messers 24 Pro with the Eclipse cap in there. I've got Bomber Melon.
Nice.
Loving that one. And I'm on two new things. Two new things. First of all, I'm on something that... Little backstory. I've always wanted a billet box. Always wanted. Going back to the days, I used to watch a show like this called Plumes of Hazard in America. You guys might remember that. And they was heavily into the... Can you remember the flask?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to be in the flags, and they was into the billet boxes as well. So it's going back that far. So what was that? Probably about 2014, somewhere around there, maybe a bit earlier. And I've always wanted a billet box, but with a billet box, there's a billet box price tag, and they are expensive, very, very expensive. So I've never bothered with one. And this turned up the other day from Archery. This is the PAL 18650, and it's just like a billet box. The only way to explain
Is that the PAL 1 or the PAL 2?
PAL, is it classed as... No, it's the PAL 18650. That's what they're calling it.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a new one?
It's the new one. You've got your tank in there with your changeable coils. It goes up to, I think it's 80 watts. And on the other side, you've got your 18650 battery.
Awesome.
And it's brilliant. I've got the half ohm coil in there at the present moment. I've got it at 25 watts. It's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm so impressed with it.
I must admit, these removable 18650 pod kits, if you will, pod mods, whatever you want to call them.
Well, it's AIO, isn't it? It's an all-in-one kit.
Yeah, I mean, works a treat. Gaily, Uggles.
Uggles. And at
I have no idea. I've never used one of those. And
at 25 watts, the single 18650 battery is lasting me 5 hours with heavy use.
You can't fault that.
You can't, can you? The flavour's absolutely banging on it. You're getting definitely a lot of vapour production as well from it. And it's a tiny little kit. I'm so impressed with it. I really genuinely am. The only thing that I'm worried about is sort of like getting hold of the coils.
Yeah, mind it takes Nautilus coils, doesn't it?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I'm going to have to rummage around at work and see what coils will fit it. But overall, that is really nice. The second thing I am on, the Kelpie RDA. And I got something exciting. Mine number is 00001.
You don't get much slower than that, kid.
No, not much slower than that. So I've got, essentially, this is the first one off at production line. Well chuffed. And I'm actually enjoying it. It's not a bad little single coil RDA, to be fair. I've got a bit concerned about the airflow. The airflow's a bit turbulent. Building on it is really, really easy. It's exactly the same as the RTA. Very, very simple. Single coil. You can either have your coils like that or you can have your coils going that way. Very, very easy to build on. And so far, flavour's gorgeous on it. The only thing that I'm not too keen on, it's a bit turbulent on the airflow.
Ooh.
But flavour.
Nice.
So, I'm impressed with it, to be honest with you. I've got a couple of concerns. There's some machining on the inside that don't look too great, but on the outside it's all right. It's fine. So, so far, so good. I mean, I've only had it, 2 days? I only built it yesterday, so...
Well, I'm looking forward to a review on that one.
Yeah. flavour off. It's absolutely gorgeous. Juice-wise, what am I on? I am on Kilo. It's the Black Series birthday cake. That is nice. And this one is Dr. Fog. It's the fabulous ice cream. This is called Vega. This is vanilla peanut butter ice cream with banana.
Ooh.
And that is nice. I tried their watermelon. And their watermelon is to die for. It's absolute. You think watermelon and you think, yeah, I've had watermelon. No, it's gorgeous, their watermelon.
That's the alpha, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the alpha. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. And that's how I'm on. So, Chrissy baby.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? We've got, what am I vaping on? We got the Squid Industries Double Barrel B3.
Yay.
With the Kelpie RTA on top.
Ooh, nice one.
I just thought that was amusing.
Love bro.
Look, bro.
Love bro.
Kelpie bros. We're Kelpie bros.
Oh my.
I got that Asmodus Lustro in Army Green with the matte black Unicorn V2 or the Odium RDA on top there. We've also got my two favorite mods, and you guys have seen these well beyond how many times you should have. But we've got that Vert, the matte black, and Vert with the unicorn and the green rings.
It's gorgeous, that. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's two mods you've got, the blue one and that one.
Yeah. That's the next one coming up, guys. We got that Warlock's Hammer.
I just love that.
Warlock's Hammer with the Apocalypse Gen 2 on top there. Absolutely wonderful. And then for a pod system, I'm running my Drag Nano that made it through the wash. My drag that made it through the wash and the dryer. Juice-wise, what am I on? We've got in the Kelpie some Jam Monster Raspberry. In the Apocalypse Gen 2, we've got some Custard Shop Blackberry. Mm-hmm. In the Unicorn, we're running some Mr. Meringue.
Ooh, I still want to try some of that.
From Charlie's Chalk Dust there. It's really, really good, I got to tell you. And then on the Lustro with the Unicorn V2 RDA, we've got Charlie's Chalk Dust C3D, which is a nice vanilla ice cream. Mm. But that's what I'm on. Mm. Oh, wait. In the pod kit, I'm running some Sad Boy Teardrops Blueberry Jam Cookie. And that's me.
Nice.
That's me sorted.
Well, Timmy's on his Kelpie RDA with the top side. So nice, he's running it as a Squonk Beast. Mm. Festa says he loves his Kelpie but could only get the black version where he is. And it has a little seepage problem.
I don't know.
That sounds like seepage. A doctor's issue.
To be honest with you, I've blurted my juice. I'm using this in dripper mode, and I'm struggling to actually make it come outside. It's been brilliant.
Awesome. Now Paul's mentioned there's a 21700 version of the Boost on the way.
Ooh.
That would be an interesting pod mod to get your hands on.
Morning, Tweak.
Morning, Tweak.
Who else we got? JP came
in. I've noticed Caleb Ops is talking in tongue.
No, Spanish. Speaking Spanish.
Is that not in tongue?
It is.
Oh, bless you. So, that's Tweak. Greetings. Right, so, where are we? We're at 20 past 2. I suppose we ought to start some
news time.
Right, well, we'll start with the vapey stuff, then we'll go on to the TV stuff, because this is a big week. This is a big week. I don't care what anybody says. This is the week I have been looking forward to. So we'll start with New York. So the flavour ban was blocked by a judge. Stop it.
Start spreading the news.
Yeah, I think there'll be a fair few people say I'm leaving today. So the flavour ban got blocked by the judge, but
And now you're gone.
And you're gone. You've just knocked your sound out.
Bugger.
Yeah, I am definitely a Muppet character. What's he doing? No sound. Nothing.
I think he just knocked his microphone silly. Negative.
Breaking news goes back. Yes, Mick. Hello, Vic.
Hi, Vic.
Vic.
There you go.
Right, apologies for the sound there. Right, actually, sod New York. We'll start closer to home because Mr. Mullins just arrived in the room. For those that aren't aware, YouTube are being complete.
An utter.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
And Vic is currently on the receiving end of this. So unfortunately, I think it's a 2 week. He's got a 2 week.
Is it a 2 week ban? I thought it was a week.
I think it's a 2 week. It might just be a week.
Is it his first week?
No. Well, he had one strike, and then all of a sudden, bump.
If it's a first strike, it's only 1 week.
No, it is a 1 week ban.
Yeah, 1 week. I thought.
Unfortunately, Vic's having to spend this week going through all his descriptions and stripping out any links.
Yeah.
Because I know Mark's been through the same pain.
Just not as many videos.
This is it.
But saying that, it still took me a good day to go through all my videos and take out every single link.
All right, Vic, that's good to know. First is a warning, second is a 1 week ban.
So, I'm just putting it out there, there is no problem, apart from YouTuber being arseholes. What it is, Vic has already put up the info on how he's going to schedule this week's reviews, etc., etc. So, if you are interested, get yourself across to Vic's Facebook page, Vaping with Vic group, and all the info's on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, if you go to his website as well,
Indeed.
He has his blog there as well, so you can find out all the information there.
Indeed.
But yes, pain in the behind.
And he does have alternatives, but again, if you want to see, have a look at WhatsApp last week. He does go into his, should we say, backup plan,
Yeah.
which works well.
Yeah.
Right. So back to Kumo.
Cuomo.
It's not the word I want to use. Starts with the right letter. But anyway, so the judge said no, and Kumo cynically used the tragic deaths of 4 people to bulldoze the ban through.
Funny.
So there's been 2 more people in the state die, which brings the total up to 4. And he's ignored the reason behind the deaths being contaminated THC, even though CDC have changed its stance.
Yeah, totally.
And he's actually quoted as saying, the State Department of Health has confirmed 2 more deaths in New York due to vaping-associated illness. An adult female in her 20s from New York and an adult female in her 50s from Ontario County. While State Department of Health is continuing its investigations, they've determined both deaths are vaping related, based on an extensive review, bringing the total number of vaping related deaths in New York to 4. Can I make a suggestion? And I do hope he listens. You know, hello, if you do. Stop using vaping related. It's the delivery system. When people say vaping, they think of nicotine juice. They don't think of THC. So the New York State Department of Health at its Wadsworth Center laboratory are doing groundbreaking work getting to the bottom of this unacceptable situation, and we will continue using every tool at our disposal until these illnesses and deaths stop. In the meantime, our message on vaping remains unchanged. If you don't know what you're smoking, don't smoke it. That's cool. So what about what you're vaping? Because they are two very separate things.
Yeah, but
Idiot.
But so what?
Exactly.
So what?
So what?
Oh, Jesus. Not
So
that.
sorry, dude. The CDC updated its findings on the disease, linking it pretty much completely to the CH cartridges, TCHC cartridges even. Oh, God, can I have new teeth? Please?
Yeah.
Please? New dentures, please? So, I mean, the CDC have made it almost 100%. It's got nothing to do with nicotine juices.
Yeah, but it's not helping when they're tweeting slightly different as well.
True, but all he's doing here is putting politics before lives. Because there's going to be people out there with THC products that aren't getting the message.
Yeah, of course they are.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Washington State appears to be looking at a flavour ban too. So Jay Inslee, the governor, wants the currently temporary ban that runs out on February the 6th made permanent. The legislation hasn't been filed, and insiders are saying even if it doesn't pass, which looks unlikely, Inslee will simply issue another exec order to ban flavoured products. Which, given the New York ruling, yeah, it'd be interesting.
I can't see why.
No, neither can I, given the amount of information that's coming out. There's some politicians in the state that don't support the ban, and a Republican Senator, Ann Rivers, quite interestingly stated they've had 480,000 cigarette-related deaths last year. Seems like the priorities are a little askew at the minute. Well, that's the first decent soundbite I've heard come out.
Yeah.
Trump. This one's interesting. It looks like Donald might have been rattled by the vapours of America. Old Tango Man. Interesting little soundbite, this. Forget balancing the US budget or facing down North Korea. It's vapours that seem to have the most powerful man in the world licking his wounds. So the US media has been given leaked information from a couple of sources stating that during an Oval Office meeting, Trump spoke to Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar over the current vape crisis and allegedly said, "I should never have done that fucking vaping thing."
Really? Wow.
That's awesome.
That is amazing, that. Well,
I got to tell you, though, Cuomo, I saw some comment about hoping he gets voted out next landslide, next election. Thank you, Vic, by the way, for that. I do hope that Baker goes the same route.
yeah.
It would. There are so many politicians, especially in the areas, the states that have already been identified, where the vape vote could really swing the election. I would imagine there's a lot of nippy arses. Because if you notice, the antis seem to have gone quiet.
Yeah, again.
Yep.
They've gone very quiet. Now, whether that's, what's his face, Bloomberg. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think
You've got to well, I think Bloomberg's probably girding his loins for the presidential election because he's already said he's going to run. So it'll be interesting. But interesting little bit I saw here as well. Again, this is going through EC Click, Neil H's roundup, and he does find some of the best stuff. Apparently, now Neil reported this back in April last year, there were rumblings of a Southern Ireland flavour ban. So we're not talking Northern Ireland, this is higher.
Yeah, it's Southern Ireland.
And last month, Health Minister Simon Harris said he wanted flavours such as fruit and bubblegum removed from sale. And can we say why? Think of the children! Oh,
Dare we say it?
oh dumb. So Harris made the comments after pledging to restrict vape advertising and bring the age limit up to 21 from 18, which would bring them out of step. I believe it would. That would bring them out of step with the UK. A spokesman said they would oppose any widespread ban of e-liquid flavours. And sorry, that was the spokesman for the Irish Vape Vendors Association. And if they will take if they're forced into the courts, they will take the legal challenge. Now, if that's the case, I would echo what it says in the article. Now is the time that the vendors need to be joining the IVVA. Before this becomes legislation, get that voice heard before.
Yeah, but surely aren't they going against TPD? Because Southern Ireland's part of Europe, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, TPD is just a framework, isn't it? So it's up to the government what they put in on top.
Yeah, true.
So...
Interesting times. On good news, did you hear about Norway?
No, I didn't.
Norway's... there was a ban in Norway of all vaping. There was all right with the snus, but there was a ban on vaping. They're going to introduce vaping.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, they're lifting the ban, which
That's
I thought was a
awesome.
great news.
Interesting. Paul's just said the antis are playing up on Twitter. I'd missed that. I must admit, though, a lot of it, given the amount of anti that's been flying about on Twitter, at one point you couldn't open up the app without actually finding it.
I mean, Twitter, there's a lot going off on Twitter.
There is, but it doesn't seem quite as heavy as it was previously.
No. I think it's all well and good shouting and screaming on Twitter, but there's not exactly much action going off on the streets, is there, of New Jersey and places like that?
New Hampshire.
Exactly. I mean, there should be things going off on the street. There really should be. I mean, you can rant and rate all you want on Twitter and Facebook and any social media. It's actually people on the floor that it needs to be seen.
Yep.
Now, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's why.
Sorry, Dave.
No way. But they are adopting. Yeah, that's right, Ben. They are.
So they're actually adopting the TPD.
They
as
are
well.
adopting the TPD. So yeah, they'll have 10 mil bottles.
So Juul have pulled flavours from Canada.
All right. Oh.
Apparently, in a bid to stop the scrutiny of its flavoured pods by Canadian politicians, Juul has pulled its flavours from shelves. Now, interestingly, Vic's already done a very large segment on this. They did exactly the same thing in the States, way before there was any talk about flavour bans, etc. And everybody was scratching their head.
Is this another one?
That's what I'm thinking. Does this mean that there's somebody squealing in the Canadian Parliament?
Yeah, Paul, you've got TPD 3 coming up this year.
Yeah, we're still waiting to see what the outcome's going to be for short fills, aren't we?
Well, we're leaving, so at the end of this month, we're leaving the European Union. So it's all up to the actual UK government what they're going to do.
Yeah, but it makes more sense to follow the nearest big market so that you haven't got delays going out. You've got to remember, there's a lot of UK juice companies.
Yeah, of course there is. I mean, it's irrespective if we change or we don't change, it's still going to affect the UK market, what the TPD3 is going to bring out anyway.
This message brought to you by Vape Punk's e-liquid. No. No.
Where did that come from?
So there has been rumblings in Canada for quite a long time.
Oh, they can't make their bloody minds up. Let's be right, Canada. One
No,
minute they're against vaping, next minute they're for vaping, now they're against vaping again. It's so like, come on, make your minds up.
Well, given this is a preemptive, I'm wondering if they have made their minds up. You know, as it seemed in America. So, but don't think more. Now this, he always finishes with a funny story, and this one sort of made me go. Remember when you were on the bitches, Mark?
Sorry.
Remember when you were on the bitches and you were asked about smooth or?
If I liked a lady shaved or unshaved.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought they asked anyway.
And your answer was you didn't like anything that looked like it had half a pound of rough shag thrown at it.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't matter.
Well, apparently, UK doctors are urging women not to put tobacco in their lady gardens in a bid to enhance their man's pleasure.
Hey?
Oh.
Apparently, it's a West African practice known as the miracle recipe that gives men a magical moment or two.
Whoa.
So you sort of insert a wedge of tobacco into the
Lady bits.
lady bits.
In her foo-foo.
Yes. Then he sort of enters the
foo-foo
parking garage, shall we say. And it's supposed to come up, supposed to sort of give the bloke most pleasurable sensations.
What
However, gynecologist Professor Pascal Foumain said these products often create ulcers, which by scarring shrink the vagina, making it hard, and can go so far as to close it completely. Who
the mind thought? Do you know something? I wonder if I've put this up my foo-foo at work. At what point?
You know what? It reminds me of a story that we heard several years ago here in America. Youth in schools wanting to get drunk would soak, this is going to sound bad, they would soak tampons in vodka or some sort of liquid, and they would put them in their bum.
What?
But that makes sense because you would absorb the alcohol through the mucous membrane and therefore straight into the bloodstream, so you get hammered very quickly.
Yep.
It would have horrific effects, I would assume, but dear Lord.
But that's what it reminded me of.
You've got to stop them.
Gailey's just said, apparently Zan's just said, I'm not trying that. And Gailey's gone too right. You're not.
That ain't going nowhere near me. No.
Chunks just said, approved by Bill Clinton, dampening cigars since 1996.
I don't know what to say about that one. I have never ever heard of that practice before.
Neither had I, which is why I was amazed when I saw it at the end of the article.
But I can't understand what it would do. Besides, make her have a messy foo-foo.
Tingling sensation? I don't know.
Well, unless it's the nicotine's absorbed into the geezer's.
Well, I mean, it's a well-known fact. Not tobacco, but nicotine is a drug. Nicotine is a poison in enough concentrate.
Yeah, but how much you have? Let's be right about this.
I know.
I mean, are we talking 50 grams? Are we putting up there, or what? How much are we actually putting up there?
Just stuff a kilo in there. Stuff it like a Thanksgiving turkey in there.
I've just got images. You know how they used to have cannonballs and they used to put the gun. They got the ram. I got this big wedge of stick up.
So what? When the man from the Pru comes round, you just point your wife's foo-foo at the door and light the cotton sticking out of her. Oh, I give up. I really give up. as Gail's just said, it must be a man that came up with this crap.
He's got to do. Yeah, he's got to be.
There's no way any sensible woman would be. No. Anyway, let's move on. As I said, I am
Big plunger.
Oh, yeah.
Quick way to get a Brazilian. Oh, God. You know what that's reminding me of? Those V for Men adverts.
Ooh.
No. Anyway, as I said, this
Tobacco
week,
for men.
this keeps you back in moist. Wrong.
It keeps you back in moist.
Make a warm backy pouch, though.
Here, love, just come over here and squat over this bowl, will you? Oh, wrong. Just wrong. As I said, this week, exciting week. 24th. Mark this date in your diary. Because the 24th is when Picard starts. Friday?
I know.
Yes!
What starts?
Picard.
Picard? New Star Trek series?
Yes.
Oh.
Jean-Luc has
Jean-Luc returns.
He's left. Oh God Almighty! The Federation.
Federation of International Planets.
There appears to be a huge backstory. I haven't found the videos yet, but apparently there's a couple of short prequel videos online.
All right, I've only watched
explain what's happened with Mars. So
I've only watched the trailers. That's the only thing I've seen.
Yeah, that's all I've seen. There's that very surreal one with Data, isn't there? The dream.
But 7 of 9's in it.
Oh, Jerry Ryan.
Yeah, 7 of 9's in it.
Does she still look as good as she used to?
Oh, she does.
Oh, man.
A little bit more mature, but oh God, she looks good.
There's a little more information, and it would appear that we're not going to be looking at the format where it's 10 individual stories like they have with Witcher. So with Witcher, it was like 10 individual chapters. Stop rubbing your hands, you're going to get there.
Wait, we're going to talk about Witcher in a second.
Individual chapters.
Yeah. But they all happen in succession.
Yeah, but they're individual stories that explain a wider arc. With Picard, it would appear that it's been described as filming a 10-hour film, which I'm not sure how I feel about that, because we all know every film's got sort of quiet bits, easy bits, etc. So if the actors are describing it as filming a 10-hour film, unless there's a certain amount of sprinkling of action throughout, there's potentially going to be a couple of episodes where everybody's sort of, not a lot happened.
Yeah, but didn't they do the last Game of Thrones was filmed like a film?
Yes, but the fan reaction was the same. There was a couple of episodes where people were like, yeah, bring on next week.
Yeah.
So I'm just a bit worried about that. But on the whole, it appears to be
On the whole? No. Get the bungee.
I'm sure those kids are going to need something for their...
So it appears that they've had the release, haven't they? The premiere. And it appears to have been quite well received. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. I think what I have seen is a lot of grumblings sort of saying it's not going to be as PC and cuddly as Next Generation was.
Okay. That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. I mean, the way they describe it was with Next Generation, it was all aboard the Enterprise. It was all very safe. It was all very respectful because obviously, to some extent, it's a military organisation, isn't it?
Mm.
So there's a chain of command, there's a certain amount of respect, etc. This is where it gets a bit grittier. And you know what it put me in mind of? The original, the Enterprise series.
Mm.
Yeah? Which was a lot grittier, a lot more sort of frontier.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a case of this is what we call kissing and reaching in and giving her a good snog, was it? It was, are they going to blow us away?
Mm.
Mm.
So, a bit more of that, I'm all for.
Yeah.
Chunkmeister, I think 7 of 9 would keep most things moist.
Yeah, I think they would, definitely. 7 of 9.
No, it'd be his Earl Grey tea bags, wouldn't it? Jackie doesn't smoke.
Yeah. Earl Grey hot.
I think that's
Gives it a kind of chamomile flavour to it.
I love the way Lab works. Put 7 of spank my ass. What is it about Jerry Ryan and gentlemen of a certain age?
Oh, come on. She was...
When you can remember her from when she was younger, it's, I don't know.
I'd take her now, mate. Forget younger.
Really?
Yeah, she's still hot. Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta Google this now.
Oh, for God. Do us a favour, hold the table down this time.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
It was chaos last time. There was mods everywhere.
Oh my God, she hasn't aged a bit.
She's looking good.
You ain't kidding.
Whoever thought, we've got to somehow put 7 of 9 in this. We've got to somehow get this 7 of 9 in this.
Oh, Chunk.
Blue tobacco.
Oh, no. Hi, Rose.
Hey, Russ. Hi, Big D. Hello, Hip Hop.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Russ. Yeah, So, apparently, this is from the series. Picard's life was radically altered by the dissolution of the Romulan Empire. So it sounds like we're picking up, a lot of this is picking up the storyline from Nemesis.
Yeah.
Because obviously Data died.
Mm.
Are we looking at B4, which was the android that was allegedly the prototype?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Is this Data that we're seeing him?
Mm. Or was it a dream?
Yeah, or was it a dream?
Mm.
This is there's a lot of questions to be answered here.
Yeah,
So
because also
I'm
everyone's
hoping they
thinking
do it.
back about the last Star Trek as well, which was it Endgames? The two-parter where he ends up going forwards in time and backwards in time when he was in the vines, in the what do you call it?
The vineyard.
Vineyard, that's it, vineyard.
So I have a question. If he's not affiliated with the Federation anymore, is he like a mercenary then?
I think that's the big question. From
Yeah.
what we've been teased, there appears to have been something horrific that went off that caused him to leave the Federation. This, I get the feeling, will be him trying to redeem himself in his own eyes.
Well, he's left. He's either he's obviously not been kicked out of the Federation. He's left the Federation because there was on one of the trailers. He walked up to the sort of like a foyer receptionist, and they didn't even know who he was. So there is some time from when he's left to actually when this has happened.
And yet, when you look at pretty much the
Federation band
now.
vaping.
Stop it. Picard's always seems to be mentioned in storylines set later after TNG as a legend.
Yeah.
So how the hell do they not know who he is?
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
what
I mean?
I thought.
So whether there's a little bit of canon smudging, as with Doctor Who,
BFG,
So,
BFG.
what?
Just look in chat. Look in chat.
Hello, Saint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tay.
Oh, you're not gonna not give him a big.
Huggles.
No, Sinner. I normally do the big build.
Well,
of
yeah, that's
Sinner.
true. Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Oh, interesting. Vic says from what he's heard, the Federation would become a latter-day Roman Empire, decadent and stagnant. That could be interesting. So,
Yeah.
if that's the case, are we looking at a Spartacus sort of storyline?
What? I'm Picard. No, I'm Picard.
Oh, shit.
Number one, put your hand down and make it so.
Will the real Jean-Luc please stand up? Please stand up.
Yeah, no, that is something I'd not have seen online. If that is the case, because they've always hinted at it, that there is a certain amount, definitely, is it section 32? The Black Ops part of the Federation. There's always been a very dark scene running through some of the Star Trek stuff, especially with the original Enterprise.
Oh yeah, of course there was. Yeah.
Storyline. Because not everybody was all happy clappy and hippie love machines, you know.
Well, there was that offshoot where because they always had the thing about the cloaking devices, didn't they?
Yes.
No, we're not going to have cloaking devices, but there was that line where they did have cloaking devices.
Well, Vic's just said, the Admiral said in the trailer, "This is not your house anymore, Jean-Luc." Now, I took that as, you don't get a say anymore, Jean-Luc. You've left.
Yeah.
I didn't take it as a hint that the Federation has changed, but it's a welcome direction for me. Because to me, when you said the Federation, my mind always harked back to the sort of Star Trek 5, you know, Voyage Home.
Yeah.
That sort of, we love everybody. Give it a rest. This is the human race you're talking about. We'll kill anything if it's in our benefit. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to be interesting.
I have so many high hopes for this.
Yeah. I think we are because it's Patrick Stewart as well. It's because of Patrick Stewart. I mean, we're of the generation that watched our Star Trek was the Next Generation.
Oh yeah, 100%. I would say, if I may be so bold, it's almost like your Doctor. You know, certain. I was just going to say, come on to that, Vic. You beat me to it. It'll be a good sci-fi show to replace Doctor Who, because Doctor Who sucks balls.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, it's on tonight, isn't it?
Well, did you watch last week's episode?
I did watch last week's episode. I was sort of like, okay, this seemed to be a standard Doctor Who, and then all of a sudden, right at the end, it were a lecture.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, what the fuck? I don't need lecturing.
That's exactly how I felt. It was actually a half-decent story.
Yeah.
Right up until the lecture.
Yeah. It's sort of like, what was the lecture bit for? I mean, it was a different timeline, or multiple timelines, that it could have been how the Earth had ended. Because let's face it, we've already seen the end of the Earth. Back when Tennant was about. Rose. So, yeah, we've already seen that.
Yeah.
But so it's so like, come on, there was no need for it.
Now, Ben, if that's right, I'm well excited on that. Apparently there is a Section 31 series. Sorry, and the series called Below Decks are in early production. Sorry, Lower Decks. Yeah. Going to be interesting.
Big fist bump to John there. Thank you very much.
Hello, net reality.
Vic's comment, 9-year-old kids watch the show. What the are they going to know about nuclear war and the environment?
Exactly. There was just no need for it. It just... as a Doctor Who, I enjoyed it. It was a nice Doctor Who right until that last bit. And that last bit just killed it for me.
John is knocking on the door.
Try to fish.
Try the fish. Here are we.
Zan's just put last week's was the worst I've seen. The writing needs to get way better. It was shocking. I can only agree. It's too late now, but they should have lost this Pete at Sea streak after the last series. Way too late now, but I've got high hopes for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We keep on living in hope when it comes to Doctor Who. We do.
Would you say you've got a new hope?
Ooh.
This is why we don't have you on Sundays. Dear Lord.
Bless.
So that was Picard.
There's going to be another Star Trek with Pike, isn't there?
Chris Pike?
No, Captain Pike.
Captain Pike.
Yeah, that was Christopher Pike.
Yeah, Christopher
That was
Pike.
his name.
Now,
I saw that. Is that right?
Yeah, his name was Christopher Pike.
No. I'm on about
No,
there's going to be a new one
let me have
with him. Because obviously he was the original captain of the Enterprise.
Before Picard.
No, before Kirk.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, when you look at the actual, if you ever get a chance to have a look at the original cast that Roddenberry had, there was no Spock. Number one was a woman. There was so many. He was so far ahead of his time. It was unreal.
Well, I've got on video. I ain't got it on DVD. I've got on video the original Star Trek, the first ever Star Trek that went out in 1966, and the only two characters that you know of was obviously Spock. He was in there, and obviously Pike.
Kirk.
No, Kirk wasn't there.
That's right.
That was the first ever. It was the pilot.
Yep,
I've got
very
the
first
pilot episode. Yeah.
I remember that one.
And then they tied it back and slightly tweaked it, didn't they? When Spock went, he basically carjacked the Enterprise.
He hijacked the Enterprise and sent him back to that planet with the guys with the big heads that could.
Right. 2019, it's been announced that Pike would appear in 3 Star Trek shorts. So it's 3 episodes during the second season of Star Trek Short Treks. And in Q&A, Pike greets Ensign Spock on Ethan Peck on his first day aboard Enterprise as he arrives on the bridge. Shortly after Spock had been stuck in an elevator with number one, which was a female number one. In the trouble with Edward, Pike bids farewell to the newly promoted Lynn Lucero as she leaves the Enterprise to become the captain of the USS Cabot. Pike's final appearance is in Astronaut, where he's part of the simulation to test the resolve of Cadet Thyra Sidhu. So it looks like there's bits and pieces, but there's not an actual series. Which is a shame, because Pike would be an interesting character. Well, you've got to wonder, would he be a sort of halfway point between Archer and Kirk?
Well, he was.
No, but would his we don't know that much about his character, do we? We know he's very similar. There's traits we've seen, because in Discovery, he was painted in a completely different light.
Well, Discovery was just a waste of time anyway.
It's got its moments.
No, it ain't. It's just shit.
No.
No, that's just shit. You just ignore Discovery. That's just something else. That. No, that was just no.
Right. Well, it's 3, so do you want to start with Shat? Nah, equals that costs extra.
True Vapor.
Chris, what's going on, my dude?
Yeah, Discoveries and Star Trek. Yeah.
Pirates and Discovery. The answer.
I've got a question. I've got a question for everybody. And everybody, and I want to know this reason, and I've never found a reason why. In Star Trek, the original Star Trek, the Klingons had normal foreheads.
Humanoid, weren't they? Yeah.
And then, soon as we had the Next Generation, all of a sudden, they had these ridges. Why? Does anybody know?
Restructuring of the
Thank you,
series?
my darling. Mrs. SoulOhm bringing my coffee.
Yes. Mrs. Lethal brought mine earlier. The Enterprise covered it. The virus.
Ah.
Here we are. It's the Klingon augment virus.
Yeah, who was that caused by? I don't remember the race that started that.
It was a hybridized form of the Levodian flu. Now, that was dealt with in Enterprise.
I couldn't remember what it was. One of those, so like brain fart moments. I couldn't remember why.
So they developed enhanced strength and intelligence, but they also began to show human characteristics.
Because I would assume that there would be some race responsible for unleashing such a virus that would cause conflict between Klingons and at least one other race, which would be a good storyline.
Interesting. So it appears that they had the ridges initially,
Mm.
and then once they had the virus, it removed the ridges.
Huh.
Mm.
So
Which is
that's backwards. That's backwards, it seems.
Right, here you go. Admiral Krill convinced the High Council to call off the sterilisation program of destroying infected planets. The cure was distributed, yeah. Afflicted Klingons' DNA had been altered by the virus. The human appearance and genetic traits were passed on to the descendants of the infected. So there were millions of Klingons who had to live with the disfigurement of having a smooth forehead.
Mm.
Such as Worf.
Yeah.
By the 24th century, knowledge of Klingons with smooth foreheads had been generally forgotten by the population of the United Federation of Planets. Also, the reasons for Klingons having smooth foreheads 100 years earlier was not widely known outside the Empire.
Mm.
So they've covered it. They've well and truly.
Mm.
I shall, if you want to have a look.
Timmer says they did it to themselves. Apparently the Klingons messed with enhanced human DNA and their own.
Yeah, that's how they ended up with it started off with the flu virus.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it, though? There you go.
So the link's in chat if you want to read up on why Klingons.
I've got a feeling that the Picard story that's going to come out now, the Borg's going to be involved.
Probably.
Oh, the Borgs, definitely.
Yeah, he's got to be onto it.
Like it was in Nemesis.
Mm.
What did I walk into?
Jack,
Jackie, no. Don't ask that question.
No.
It was because of the increase in the price of intergalactic cheese graters. No chunk.
So, are we going to talk about it?
I think we're going to have to, aren't we?
Yeah. Since popular demand on chat, I sat with my wife, and this week we have watched the full season of Witcher. Which, to be honest with you, since I don't know much about the game, I thoroughly enjoyed.
Mm.
I watched 2 episodes first, and then I had to get in touch with my good friend Steve to explain a few things because I couldn't understand the timeline. But then obviously you do realise that it's going backwards and forwards in time.
I didn't see it going backwards and forwards in time.
Yeah, the whole story, or the whole season went backwards and forwards in time.
Now, I have, where are we? Come on, you little beauty.
Vaping with Vic, I just started the first one again. I'm going to be playing all the way through that one, the second game, and the third.
You can't, it's a great game.
They're all great games, yeah.
I've never played it.
One.
What's it on, PC or...
PC, Xbox, and I think PS4 as well. I think they came out with the first one for those. I know they came out with 2 and 3 for the consoles, but for The Witcher 1, I know it's on PC.
Right, so for those that haven't watched it or are planning to watch it, here we are. Where are we? The actual timeline spreads out over something like 100 years in the...
Oh, I didn't know that. It's on Nintendo Switch as well, says Zan.
So where the problem comes in is, within the series you have 3 distinct timelines. There's Yennefer the Sorcerer, there's Geralt who's the Witcher, yeah, and then you've got Ciri's timeline.
Don't forget Triss Marigold.
What, that sodding bard thing?
No, the other witch, Triss Marigold. No,
Triss Marigold.
Maybe I didn't see her in the series. I've been playing too much of the game lately, I think.
Well, there is a raft of characters that people have been clamouring to appear in episode 2, because there is talk that Mark Hamill will be appearing in series 2. So that would be interesting.
I heard they're going for 7. Yeah.
7 seasons.
Yeah.
Like Ben.
The series and the games were both based on the books.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's interesting because Netflix have always said that the series has the author's approval. But in both cases, including the Polish series that was called The Hexer, which also covered the same stuff, he never put hands on any of the scripts. His view is, if it's an adaptation, it's an adaptation. The books are the books. Those are what I'm invested in. So that's fair enough. Mm-hmm. As Lieutenant Picard said in the Witcher series, may the Force be with you.
That was brilliant, John.
Oh, nice one, John.
Love it.
Net Reality's right. Marigold comes in later in the books.
So shall we get back to, because I know nothing about the books, I know nothing about the games. I've just literally watched the TV series, and
interesting, isn't it?
It's brilliant. I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. Really have. Yeah, it was a bit confusing, obviously, because I don't know the backstory of any of the characters. So obviously I was being introduced to the characters as new. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it completely. It's, especially once you understand the actual timelines are swapping around, and obviously when you get to the last episode, it ties back into right to the beginning.
Yeah. Now the actual timeline. So episode 1 is Geralt, yeah, which is the first time we see him is about 12 years before Ciri's part of the episode.
Okay.
Where the castle is overrun. Yeah. So for me, it would have been a damn sight easier if they'd used the old-fashioned, 30 years earlier captions.
Yeah, that would have been handy.
But
a bit of a signpost, really, for the new watcher. Because these stories have been about since the 80s. The first Witcher stuff was actually Polish.
Really?
It all started from Poland. Yep, Andrzej Sapkowski.
Yeah, and they were printed in a science fiction and fantasy magazine, Fantica.
No, it looks like the first book that came out was in '93.
The first book was, but the original stories in the magazine were in '86. So they collected these into a short story collection called The Witcher, yeah?
Mm.
And then there's a second one, which is called The Sword of Destiny. And then The Last Wish. So that's got the rest of the stories in.
Oh, 92, yeah.
Bill, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
What's that?
He was a bit confused.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what's actually going off, because I was trying to piece together as a coherent story from so far forwards and backwards in time.
You see, because for somebody like myself that's gone into it, watching it, not knowing the background to any of it, I've not played the games, I've not read the books or anything, the first 2 episodes were difficult to follow because you didn't know what was going off. Because 1 minute the castle got overrun, she fled, the young girl fled, and then next minute you've gone back in time to 30 years. And then obviously it tells the story of Yennefer. Obviously, she was the hunchback originally. She got trained by that head witch. I thought it was sad when the ones that didn't ascend, they ended up being slugs. Well, eels.
She actually makes an appearance in some of the games too, in at least one of the games.
Cool. I mean, the thing is, this is a slightly less political based Game of Thrones sort of vibe to it. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be warm and cuddly. It's not Merlin, you know.
Oh God, no.
I felt that it had a very, very similar structure to the games. Like you mentioned earlier, Steve, there was a lot of different stories involved, that led up to the main story. And that's very, very similar to the game, where you've got all of these little side jobs and side quests that you have to do that all lead up to the main story. You know what I mean? So I feel like it really held accuracy and the structure was there.
The only bit that I got confused at the whole lot was, the camp that the refugees were at and they got all slaughtered. Then towards, I think it was episode either 5 or, no, I think it might be 6 or 7, where the Witcher comes back to that camp. Obviously everyone's dead, and there was the peasant that was picking the bodies up.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he gets attacked by
the things coming up out the ground.
The ground. That wasn't explained at all. And obviously they bit him, and that's why he was going delirious, and then he was seeing his mum. I assumed that left him at the cart.
Now for me, all right, Jackie, we're trying not to do spoilers. It's difficult, but
it is. Yeah.
That is an area that could have been explained so much better, because in the games, that the kids they're not born mutants. You create a Witcher through training. And it's made very clear in all the games.
They are mutants.
They're mutants, but they're trained. They're not born with the sort of sign abilities and all the rest of it, are they? They have to learn them.
So what did they do with their eyes? Because that was a poignant thing for me.
I always felt like you had to have some sort of affinity to magic in order to become anything, whether it's a mage, witch, witcher. I feel like you need that inner affinity to magical properties in order to become something like a witcher. So to me, it feels like he already had that in him. It was just a matter of training him how to use it and how to,
Okay, well, I mean, Roxy's just said they do explain it in one episode. They touch on it in one episode. The actual process of making the Witcher, I mean, with the eyes, these guys are monster hunters, basically. Yeah?
Yep.
They are trained to go out and kill things. So they need part of the Witcher's powers is the ability to see through glamour.
Yeah.
So that's where the eyes comes in.
Yeah, because one minute he's got black eyes, next minute he's
you gotta
got
remember
yellow eyes.
They take mutagens too. You got to remember that.
What's a mutagen?
A mutagen is something that enhances their abilities, their skills. It helps them to, like they can slow time down. They can, they can do a lot of things. But
telekinetic powers, psychic,
the force push, the fire sign.
Now, we haven't seen him use the fire sign, and we haven't seen him use the force shield.
Yep.
Because he can create a dome around himself.
Yep. Another little thing, obviously, this is still educational for me. Every episode, there was a symbol.
Yep.
That was a nice touch to detail, wasn't it?
Yeah, but what are all the symbols? Are they what it's going to be?
They're the different signs for his abilities.
Right, I'm with you. Because
like
on the last one, they all came together and merged and turned into that wolf. Is it a wolf, like a bird?
And that's his.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, if you look at it, the lion, and this was a nice touch, the lion was broken, yeah? Mm-hmm. And the lion is the emblem of the kingdom where Ciri was princess.
Temeria?
Yeah.
Or Kedwin? Kedwin. Was it Kedwin?
Now, it's completely left my head.
It starts with an F, doesn't it? That one. I can't remember the name of that place either.
God almighty.
Saltra?
Saltra. That's it. Their emblem was the lion. And you know when the Ciri did the scream in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you listen very closely to that scream, there's a roar of a lion in there.
Okay.
I thought I heard something weird about it.
Which is suggested.
Sintra.
Yeah.
So is she's got, so has she got a bit of elf in her?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's...
The mage?
No, the young girl.
Oh.
She's pivotal, apparently, with the next sort of cycle.
Series.
Because it was the queen's daughter that ended up marrying the hedgehog bloke.
Yep.
The cursed
prince, yeah. And it's their daughter.
Yeah.
Obviously, them two died. The queen looked after the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, I think.
And then
she an eclipse baby?
I don't know.
Because I think that's why they brought in the. Sintra's the source.
Michael Sherrington's got it. You had to have magical affinity. Then they accelerate their abilities with herbs and mushrooms prepared with magic. Yep.
See, now when they describe the Witcher as a mutant, it's suggesting they're like that at birth.
Right.
They're not.
Not like the Strigas.
Not like the X-Men or anything.
Not like the Striga.
Yeah. Well, the Striga was cursed, wasn't it?
Well, no. The parent is cursed. The parent is cursed. And when they're born, it's born when you conceive, it's already a Striga. And what happens is it ends up killing the mother, eating it from the inside out. And that's how they thrive. That's how they...
Now, that was a dark storyline because you've got the creation of that particular monster. You've got an incestuous relationship between the king and his sister.
Mm-hmm. King Foltest.
And it's the jilted lover that actually cursed the sister. How much darker can you get?
Did you say you played the games?
I played some of them, yeah. The first one.
So here's the way I see the Witcher series. The timeline is, and I heard that it happened between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, and that's not accurate at all. A lot of the events that happened, all of the events that happened in the series happened before even the first game. You remember the Striga fight? Mm-hmm. Do you remember the intro to the first Witcher game? it was that exact same fight. It was Geralt versus the Striga, the only one he's never killed. All right, the one he broke the curse of, that was Foltest's daughter. That was the same on both the series and the video game. But that intro happened years before the game actually starts. You know what I mean?
Because that Striga, that fight was. Hold on, let me. I have a timeline. It's actually pretty good.
Oh,
So the Striga was what, episode 3?
Yeah, episode 3 or 4. It was one of the two of those.
So that is, according to the timeline here, that would put that particular event about 12 years before the fall of Sintra. So it's about halfway through. If the
No, there
games...
was. Triss Marigold was in that show.
Where?
Anna Schaefer played Triss Marigold. That's absolutely correct. Because they made her not redheaded. That's why I remember now. Because in the game, she was always a redhead. Always a redhead. But in this one, they used Anna Schaefer, who is an English actress. But she's been in like Hollyoaks and the Harry Potter film series as well. But she's in it as Triss Marigold. She was the sorceress, the court mage of Temeria, and the advisor to King Foltest. That was the one. That was the one that was trying to get her to not, trying to get Geralt to not kill the princess, the Striga.
She was the one that blocked the gateway.
Oh, he's Dalek-ing it. You're Dalek-ing it. No.
No, she was the one that was trying to convince Geralt not to kill the Striga, but instead to try and break the curse. So she was in, but she was dark-haired. She wasn't redhead. I knew I was right. She was in that series.
I'm trying to think who she is. No. Nothing.
Hold on.
Think of the final episode, yeah? The mage that blocks the open gate with all the vines?
Yeah.
That's her.
All right.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
because she
I'll
got
tell
the
you.
she got the worm in her head.
No.
No.
That was the blonde.
This is the one. This is Triss Marigold.
Mm.
That was the sorceress.
Right. Okay, apologies. I didn't realise that was her name.
Yep, that was her. Triss Marigold. She was a sorceress, and she's the reason I know that all of the events in the series happened well before, in addition to the Striga fight, is that Triss Marigold and Geralt in the series had not met yet. And she was a big player in the video game series. Right from the jump.
You can tell he's getting passionate because he's banging his table.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
You see, thing is though, if we can get back a little bit, for a person that's not played the game, not read the books, what do you think to the actual series?
I loved it. Like I said, I felt like it kept it very accurate and true to the game. And I have never read the books, so for that one, I do apologize. But I started when The Witcher first came out, when it was still in beta, actually. Yeah, I think it kept it accurate. I felt like it kept the same structure as the game, where it has the little jobs that lead up to the bigger jobs.
One of my favourite ones was the dragons.
I don't kill dragons.
I thought that were
great
lovely.
episode.
That was so like, I wasn't expecting that.
Now,
I wasn't either.
if you rewatch that episode, you can actually see the guy's clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And on his jerkin and his wrist protectors, they are actually dragon scales.
I did not notice that.
It was more evident afterwards, but when you look at it, it's interesting. It's like golden scales all over. Now, when you look at the...
It's nice to hear what people are saying in chat, because there's a lot of people in chat that are the same as me. They've not played the game and they've not read the books, but they've still thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's so like, I thoroughly enjoyed it and I've not played the games or anything, because you two, especially you, Lethal, are proper gamers, whereas I'm not.
I am.
So it's so like
I was going to say that to Net Reality in response to Michael Sherrington's comment. Casting got The Witcher perfect. Henry Cavill was the man. He played the role to the max.
Because that's the thing throughout both the games and the books. The Witcher isn't supposed to be able to feel emotion.
No.
There's supposed to be no ties. Which is weird with the Yennefer storyline.
Yeah, because let's face it, right at the end, you give her a big hug.
Yeah. And I think they kept that true. I think they kept true to that with the no emotions kind of thing in the series. But it does bring up a couple of contradictions within the game itself, where in one of the first scenes, it's the game is just like the series, though. There's boobs everywhere, there's sex and all sorts of stuff. And so Triss Merigold and Geralt eventually have a relationship of some sort. And oh crap, forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, the contradictions. There's a point when him and Triss are talking just before you get to the point in the game where you get to be intimate with her, where he actually seems to show some sort of emotion towards her. You know what I mean?
The thing is, though, what with it being a game as well, is that going to confuse people, the average watcher of this series?
No, because if you haven't seen the game, you're not going to be aware of it whatsoever. I think that Unicron's just put he was thinking of boobs and got distracted.
It happens. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
If you've read the books, you're going to be familiar with the characters. But it's not following the plot line of any one book. There's stories picked up. There's parts of it thrown in. It's not like a Lord of the Rings where it's a faithful reenactment of X amount of books.
Right.
Now, I mean, for those who haven't read the books, if you are interested, the first book in the saga is Blood of Elves. Then you've got Time of Contempt, Baptism of Fire, The Tower of the Swallow, and The Lady of the Lake. And those are the 5 books that make up the saga. So the last one, The Lady of the Lake, was published in 2017. Blood of Elves was published in 2008. So there will be a certain amount of mixture of the original stories plus game content in there.
Yeah. So you know how we talk about Doctor Who and we talk about Star Wars. Then you've got the offshoots of the comics. You've got the offshoots of the audio books and that. And obviously some of us have read them, some of us haven't. But you've still got to have that timeline in the actual TV series, haven't you? So would obviously you knowing the characters and playing the game, does that affect how the series is being played out?
I wouldn't say so, because it's like the author said, it's an adaptation.
Adaptation.
In his mind, the books are canon. Yeah, that's what he's involved with. He's the creator. Those are his. What somebody else does with it is up to them. As long as it doesn't damage, if you will, the brand.
Yeah.
He's quite happy.
As long as it stays true to the Witcher world, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, by all accounts, apparently the Polish series, The Hexa.
I was going to mention that too. That was another series that was put out that was directly pertinent to The Witcher.
Yeah. Now, apparently, the guy who played Geralt in that actually does the Polish voiceover for Netflix. So they've tied the two. They've tied the two together for the fans there. Apparently, it had quite a big following. So.
Wait, they did voiceovers for Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
I did not realize that. I thought that was him actually speaking.
No. That is Henry Cavill in the English in the English version.
Oh,
in Polish language,
I hear
they've
you.
used the same actor.
Okay.
That appeared in the Hexer.
Really?
For dubs. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the first two had me a bit lost.
Yeah.
Witcher.
Yeah, as a person going straight into, because I messaged you, didn't I, Steve? It didn't quite make sense, the first two episodes. I mean, I still don't know who the girl was that he slept with. Right on the first episode, the girl that he slept with.
I think that's just a hooker, mate.
All right. Yeah, but wasn't she?
He's known to do that.
No. She wasn't. She wasn't just a hooker, because the wizard that went through into the where there are all the boobies.
Oh,
he wanted her dead because she was
the princess.
She was a what do you call it? A girl of the half moon or something. That was never explained. It was like, she just disappeared very, very quickly.
Hold on. Let me find.
Because that's the right at the beginning of the first episode, and then you go into the siege of the castle with the queen, and that's just episode 1. And it was so like, okay, what's happening here? And that part where he ends up having his way with the with her, then she disappears, then he ends up killing her. And then the wizard exiles the Witcher, and that's right at the beginning. That's the first episode.
Right, Renfrey. That's the name of the girl.
Yeah. I was just looking at that too.
And so Renfrey is allegedly suffering the curse of the Black Sun, which was a solar eclipse which left numerous women born on or near the day were internally mutated. So that's what the wizard actually explained to Geralt. Yeah. So apparently they've all been hunted down, killed, or imprisoned, these women.
So what timeline was that then?
That was. There we are. So episode 1 was set about 25 years before the fall of Sintra. So you're halfway between where Yennefer first appears. It was just like an introduction, basically, to what The Witcher was.
Yeah.
I think there's more on. I'm trying to think where the.
It was just an odd way to start a series.
Yeah, it was based on a short story, The Lesser Evil. So it wasn't based on the part of the saga. It was based on one of the short stories. So I think it was just basically so you got your head wrapped around the.
Because obviously, right at the beginning, he's killing that thing in the swamp.
Was it not the coolest seeing it just like less than a minute and it's already into full action mode?
Oh, yeah.
But I think that they did keep it, like they threw some throwbacks to the game, I think, in there. Like when he went into the bar, when he went into the pub there, and the bartender looked at him and said,
"That's it, Michael.
We don't want your kind here, Witcher."
Yeah, it's part of the goddess of bringing the end of the world.
But that was the curse of the eclipse. Because they were supposed to herald the beginning of the end, weren't they? The other bit was the bathtub scene. That was a big nod to the games.
With the bard?
Nod. Yeah.
Yep.
The bathtub scene?
Henry Cavill sat in a huge tub. Yeah.
In the middle of the room.
In the game, that image was taken and turned into a meme for all sorts. So that was a big nod towards the game players. But what else would...
See you later, Jackie. You take care, sweetheart.
That's interesting. I've just come across an article. You know the bit where the Doppler's involved?
Yeah.
Yeah. And pretends to be Cirilla. Yeah?
That's right, yeah.
And he offers it the silver cup.
I
never realised that was a silver cup.
No, I didn't.
It didn't twig that she'd actually refused the cup, but reading this, it actually makes sense now.
Yeah, because he goes into that. He goes into the woods to get her. Where but why didn't they get him to drink the waters? Because because she turned around and said, if you drink the water, it tells you if you're good of heart. So they'd have found out straight away that he were a Doppler if they'd have made him drink the waters.
Alan, he's in.
Is he?
Yeah.
Hello, Alan.
Tolmac right there.
Alan.
I don't know. I would have drank the water. Would you?
Yeah, of course, because I'm a good boy.
I'm a good boy.
My heart is pure.
They also said if you drank the waters, you didn't leave the forest.
Yeah, but she did, though, didn't she? She drank. In fact, she ended up drinking the sap from the tree because she had to drink it from the source. Well, yeah, it's because she prefers whiskey.
I want to know what happened to those boys that were bullying the crap out of her in that field.
Yeah, and she went off on one and started chanting all that stuff.
Everybody just screamed, and like next thing you see, everything around her has just been blown down.
Yeah, even poor horse.
Yeah, but they were obviously flung away with some force.
Yeah, they're
impaled on trees.
Yep.
Yeah, but she wasn't screaming though, was she? She was chanting.
Which makes me think that was possibly the force bubble. Because the sign powers that the witch has are apparently a lesser branch of the magic. Yeah? They're not deemed to be magic. They're sort of peasant magic, as it were, considered by the mages. So if she did that...
They just used battle.
The force bubble and just threw them out. That would explain why they're all broken and... Bit harsh on the horse, I thought, though.
Yeah. Poor horse. I felt sorry for the horse. I always feel sorry for animals.
Oh,
it's just not
Roxy's
nice.
just said the same thing.
Yeah, there was no need for poor pony. Yeah. Totally agree with that. Yeah. Poor thing. Poor animal didn't do no. I still like Yennefer. There's just something about her.
Everybody likes a bad girl.
Oh, and she's bad.
But she's also very brave as well. I mean, when you look at the transformation, because he says, I've got to prepare the herbs, and she's like, no, it'll kill you.
Yeah.
It just goes to show, the strength of will that she's got. Drinking the water will turn you into a dryad. Don't fancy the splinters myself. No, but I mean, it's quite heartbreaking, her story. When you look at all the bullying and the way her dad just went 6.
Yeah. I mean, she was cheaper than the pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cripple bit was awesome.
I mean, the transformation was good as well.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite impressive.
Okay, so apparently the timeline documents from the Witcher series, the timeline is counted from the resurrection, which was the mysterious event mentioned in Season of Storms.
Right.
Apparently. I was just curious to find out because King Foltest is in the second one as well, in The Witcher 2. So I'm trying to figure out if The Witcher 1 happens before or after that.
See, that's what I was meaning earlier. Do you have to take The Witcher as a TV series as its own merit and not rely on playing the games?
I mean, you don't have to play the games to understand it.
No. I'm not on about that way round. I'm on about your way round. Because you've played the games, it makes it more confusing to watch the series.
No. Not for me.
Mm.
It makes sense.
Because it's sort of like, oh, well, that happened in the game, but it's not happening in the series, and things like that.
Yeah, but like Chris said, there's so many side stories within the game. You couldn't do it.
Yeah.
There's no way you could sort of say, oh, here's an interesting one.
What's that?
Oh, we like this. Right, if you are interested, Netflix have done an interactive map.
Okay.
Which has got timelines below, so dates and timelines and things, but it's also got... Yes. I've just put the link up. Most interesting.
I've saved that.
You can actually... Right, according to the map, Yennefer is... Yennefer is 40 when Ciri's born, but that doesn't tie in with the amount of time that she spent training. Because that's suggesting that there's the amount of training that she took, I wouldn't say you'd do in a couple of years. So
well, they're let's face it, they're all aging well, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're all aging well. So the curse of the Geralt was born some 50, 70 years before Yennefer.
Really?
No, yeah, because the witches are supposed to be long-lived, aren't they?
Yeah.
Their pulse is supposed to be 4 times slower than normal humans, so you would guess that they would age 4 times slower.
Right. Okay.
So.
But obviously, if someone watching the series wouldn't know that.
No, but that's why I think Netflix have outdone themselves here by producing this, which gives a bit more detail. So I look forward to trawling that later.
Yeah, definitely. Right, you're going to have to excuse me for 1 second. Keep the show going.
What's up?
So it looks like The Witcher 3 is the beginning of the story.
Okay.
It looks like The Witcher 3 is the beginning of the story, followed by 1 and then 2.
Well, that's probably why the confusion's come in there. So.
Yeah, Andrei Sapkowski, what he said was that he doesn't approve of games being stories, so none of The Witcher 1, 2, or 3 are actually sequels. They're all individual things.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough.
So I'm just trying to figure out which one comes when. So if that's the case, then ultimately I should be playing The Witcher 3 right now.
But Tetley's just said Geralt is old in Witcher 3, though. So it could be flashback. That's going to be interesting. That's just completely thrown you, hasn't it, mate?
Okay, never mind. I lied. The Witcher 3 happens afterwards because he's already regained his memory completely. Because if you remember in the first one, when you first meet him, he's got amnesia. He doesn't remember a damn thing. He's trying to figure it all out.
John, to be honest, mate, tried the 30-day free trial, yeah, and
You can watch The Witcher in about 2 days.
Yeah. It will take a week at most. It's up to you whether you decide that's the case or not. But you only get one
free 30-day trial.
Yeah, one free for 30-day trial. But it's definitely worth taking that 30-day trial out just to watch it.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Now, speaking of 30-day free trials and Amazon and all things goody, obviously Picard's on there.
Picard's on Amazon.
But Good Omens has been showing on BBC Two.
That was a classic.
I still love it. So if you haven't caught the earlier episodes, you can catch up with them on BBC iPlayer. So well worth it. Buy a subscription from Turkey.
When was this written? 6 days ago? You can get The Witcher 3 on sale for $15 on humblebundle.com.
Now, if you look at Steam, they've normally got various offers on, so it's always worth keeping an eye on The Witcher on that. If you fancy playing it, you should be able to pick it up for a song, to be honest.
Which, if you liked the series, I do suggest picking up the games. Like I said, I've never read the books, so I can't say one way or the other, but I have played the games, and if you like the series, I think you're going to like the games.
That's a good tip, that Net Reality. Cheers. Right, power up the VPN, buy a subscription from Turkey. So if you've already got a VPN, yeah, so you're not paying out any extra. If you buy your subscription from the Turkish site, it's only $2.79. Now, Netflix have got a lot better on spotting VPNs.
Up there.
That's the only word of warning I would give. You used to be able to just go in, fire up your VPN,
Hi, Nikki,
and get the American version of Netflix. You can't do that anymore.
All right, because I got told that Netflix in America's got a hell of a lot more than the UK has.
It has. It's got a lot more than the UK. It's a lot newer films as well. Now, there is ways around it, but which I don't particularly want to go into because we potential strike materials. So, but Netflix libraries, the core is very, very similar. Yeah, but the hook titles are often very different depending on which country.
Right. Ben was saying that Netflix library is different all over the world. That's interesting, though.
That is.
Well, you've got to remember, I mean, for the likes of China and things, they've got a very restricted what you can watch compared to other countries, you know. Ben pays £3.70 in the Philippines.
Voodoo Ultra says Xbox Game Pass has a Witcher game on it right now. Guys, if you do have Xbox, if you have Xbox Live Gold or whatever it is there, if you have the Xbox Game Pass, pick it up. If it's free, there's nothing wrong with trying it out.
And Stuart's passed you a message on that you can get them all. There you go.
Stuart, I already own all three of them. I I love The Witcher.
I'm just wondering if it's actually available on the... Because with the NVIDIA Shield, if you're lucky enough to have one of those, you get the NVIDIA Games account.
Oh.
And it gives you free games. I'm just double checking now to see if The Witcher's actually on there. Because if it's not, it should be on Steam, as I say. Because I thought of playing that on the big telly downstairs. Yes! I'm excited.
See, I don't get time to play, video games. There's just not enough hours in the day for me.
No, fair enough. I mean, it's a difficult one. It really is. I can get my hands on Half-Life 2. That's an interesting thought. Metal Gear Rising.
Oh, Metal Gear. I used to love Metal Gear Solid.
I didn't like it.
Made me look at cardboard boxes in a whole different way.
Oh, I played Metal Gear Solid for hours. And you find secret things. You go backwards and forwards to certain... There was a girl that was in a cell. And if you went past her, you'd see her. But if you went back again, she was naked.
Oh, I say.
There were loads of little things like that in it.
Stuart, I can't play that game.
Oh, that's interesting. Apparently, the enhanced edition of The Witcher is on Steam. And that's $6.99. So it's not a huge amount. Let's see what else we got. There was an autumn sale on The Witcher, typical. Well, you got any more? Here we go. So Witcher 2 is $14.99. Witcher Wild Hunt, Witcher 3 is $24.99 on Steam. So if you fancy trying the first game, $6.99, 2 cups of coffee. There's a lot of gameplay in that as well. Hell of a lot of gameplay. But I mean, to be honest, I think Netflix have shown how it should be done. There's a little bit of Game of Thrones in there. The visuals are stunning.
Oh, yeah.
They've stayed faithful, shall we say, to the source material. They've definitely got the casting right. Yeah.
I thought as a series, and like I said, going from somebody that's not known the background of it, besides that little bit of not understanding the timeline, the going backwards and forwards in time, because obviously nobody ages, so you can't tell. And it's so like, hey up, I thought she committed suicide. No, she's back again. Hey.
Now, that's the thing with series timeline. That's over a very short period, couple of years. Whereas Yennefer's is over sort of 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
And then Geralt's is over the hundreds. So it can get a little confusing.
But overall, I've got to admit, thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next season.
Oh, true. Depending on how they're going to do it, because if they carry on with the short stories, that could get confusing. But if they go into the saga part of the story, then we're laughing. But,
right, guys, we're coming up to the hour.
Timmy's just put you'll lose days, if not weeks, on the games.
Yeah, I can imagine. We're coming up to the hours, kiddos.
That's gone quick again.
I know, that has flown. That's 2 hours, that.
So much nice talk about The Witcher.
It was, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on Game Pass. Guys, I can't tell you enough. If you have Xbox Game Pass, guys, pick it up. It's free of charge. Give it a shot. It's worth it.
What's Xbox Game Pass?
Xbox Game Pass is a service that you can pay for through Xbox Live. They actually have a beta that's for PC as well, so you can get the games on the PC. It's a paid subscription thing. I think right now on the beta for the PC version, you can get it for $1 for the first month. It's about $5 after that. But they offer a bunch of free games for people with that subscription. Like for me personally, I have a few more weeks left on my account, and I just picked up Gears of War 5 for nothing. So
is that stream or download?
Download.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, the only downside to that is that once your subscription ends, you no longer have access to those games.
Right. No, fair enough.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, if you're doing the subscription, I mean, how much is it a month?
$5 a month after the first month, which right now they have the deal going on where you can get your first month for $1, and every month after that's about $5.
Yeah, but
well,
$4.99.
You think how much you pay for a game?
For a game.
Yeah. You're paying £50 for a game.
For a bunch of games.
No, for a game here in the UK. Because
Oh.
I've just bought FIFA 2020.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And that was
games
expensive.
themselves are expensive nowadays.
So when you work it out, if you're a gamer, and for argument's sake you buy, 3 games a year, it's already paid for itself, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I mean, that's what I found with the Shield. Because I've got 12, 15 games for free.
Mm.
And some of them are cack, some of them are great games. I mean, I'm just thinking, there's Tomb Raider on there, there's Biomass, which I love. I've always loved that game.
I haven't tried that one.
Oh, what a game. What a game.
I like Mass Effect. Mass Effect was a good game.
I mean, this is the thing, though. We're old enough to remember some of the classics.
Mm.
You know, we got
I mean, like
excited
Pong?
about the classics. Ease up on the Pong.
Not wrong with Pong.
Not wrong with Pong.
Dude, we remember Manic Miner.
Mm.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Asteroids, Defender.
Centipede.
Yeah,
Galaga.
I never really played that one. No.
Galaga.
North versus South on the Amiga was always one of my favourites.
Space Invaders.
Oh, you can't beat for Space Invaders. That's classic.
Oh, dude. Pestering your old man for 10p so you could go on Space Invaders.
Pac-Man Championship Edition is awesome. Yeah, can't beat simple. Sometimes the simple games are one of the best ones.
Cubert, when he still swore if you threw him off the grid.
Yep. All you saw was the bubble and the you knew what he was saying.
Yep.
Xenon 2 Mega Blast. Oh, that's the most amazing soundtrack. Bomb
Do you
the Bass
remember,
did it. It was
Steve,
awesome.
you're a gamer. Do you remember the Commodore 64?
Oh, yes.
My mom still has one.
With the parallax scrolling. Shadow of the Beast, that was one of the good ones.
Yep.
Did you?
Timmy, I do not have any game consoles whatsoever. None whatsoever. The last game console I owned was a PlayStation, one of the grey boxes. That was the last time I owned any game console. No, I just don't play games.
See, I don't have one anymore because I gave mine to daughter because hers broke, so I fell on the sword and sacrificed mine. But Finn's got a PS4. You know, he loves this.
I think if I ended up getting an Xbox or a PlayStation 4, it would be divorce papers. It's as simple as that, because I have got such an addictive personality when it comes to things like that. I lose track of time and everything, and it's, you know, so like your dinner's ready, I'll be 2 minutes, and then 6 hours later your dinner's gone cold, mate.
Absolutely, Chunk.
I'm one of them.
Oh, beat this. Totally, man. Yes, I do remember that. Whoa. God. I'll tell you what, if you're on a 90s or 80s music kick, Amazon Music's well worth checking out as well. There's stuff on there that I haven't heard in years. It's brilliant at work. You know.
It's blooming handy. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up because I've got me up and closest to do straight after this one for next week's reviews.
Y'all just froze up for me for a few minutes there.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is a bit nippy around here. Bit nippy around here, kid. Well, I want to say a special thank you to our guest.
Indeed, Chris.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been a pleasure.
What was it, 11 o'clock in the morning there?
Now? Yeah, it's about 11, yep.
Yeah. See, I'm getting good. My maths is getting way better now. Way better, my maths. I'll be able to read soon. Won't be long. So, Chrissy, baby, before we do go, have you got anything coming up this week?
Not a thing, man.
Are we doing any live streams?
Twitch streams, doing my Wednesday show, which I completely missed this week. So I do apologize for that. But we got my show on Wednesday. We got the Ohm service live on Thursday afternoon for me. And my Twitch streaming I'm going to get back into in the mornings.
Awesome.
That's about it for me. And look out for a post on Facebook, guys. If anybody's interested in coils, I'll have some posts up of some coils I'll be selling soon.
Awesome. Steve, what's your week ahead got plans?
Oh, work and more work. However, Thursday I shall be on the home service as always. What I will also maybe doing is sniffing out that discount code that's right above us.
That one up there?
Yeah, the 15% off.
Yeah.
My TDS, isn't it? Well,
yeah, my www. or whatever it is, my vapor store.
That's .co.uk.
And the discount starts on, if I remember, I'm having to look at the actual picture myself, 23rd till the 26th midnight.
So that's from Thursday up until the midnight on Sunday.
Yeah,
okay.
That's 15% off, and that's including all the mechs. Chris Doyle, I know you'll be watching this on the replay, includes all the mechs. They've just got the dot mod, the small one, the ES, the SE special.
ES.
Yeah. No, SE special edition.
SE.
Yeah, the smaller version, SE. They've also got some new V-Gods in as well, so yeah.
Worth having a shufty at.
Definitely. Right. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you much, Chris. Guys in chat, you are wonderful as always. So I'm going to pass it over to Steve to say ta-ra, and then Chris can do his usual.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us in chat. I always love our Sundays because everybody just throws so much out there. Thanks to Vic for just popping in earlier. Hopefully you're still listening, mate. Absolutely love Sundays, and the reason is you lot, because we forget something, you throw it in, everybody. I'm just absolutely in awe of the lot of you. So I shall hand it over to Chris.
Guys, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's been a great one. Lots of great conversation. I'm not the person that's permanently here, but guys, thank you so much for being in chat. Thank you to the Spanners. And remember that we're the masters of our own destinies. No matter how bad our days might seem, we're the only ones in this world that can pick and choose how positive or negative our days will ever be. So remember to keep that positivity high, keep the smile on your face, and let that negative brush off your shoulders, fam. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you very much to Steve and Mark for having me on. Mark, back to you.
Big love to everyone, and we will see you on Thursday, 7 p.m. of the Ohm service, and we'll see you then. Thanks ever so much for watching, and guys in replay, hello, and thank you for watching as well. If you do get a second, guys, please give it a thumbs up. See if we can smash that thumbs up. Really would like to see that one. Be awesome. From everyone, bye.
Bye.
Outro. Fucking show.